Hare Krishna, myself Sundar Sham Das from ISKCON Pune, Shri Shri Radha Vrindavan Chandra Temple. I was greatly benefited by 1984 All India Padayatra. They came to our village on 2nd December 1984 when I was just 6 years 9 months old. Our village is situated in between Panvel and Khopoli, that is in between Bombay and Pune. So that was the most wonderful day. I was just a small child. I just remember 40 years back that Prabhupada was sitting on the bullock cart. Unfortunately, although I don't remember Gaur Nitai, but nevertheless they were just behind Prabhupada only. So they did Harinam Sankirtan in our village. When they came in front of my father's house, I clearly remember several saffron sadhus dancing and singing the holy name. Because of so much time passed by, I remember those saffron sadhus as pink colored dressed sadhus. I don't know how many were there, but my brother told me that there were 60 of them, mostly brahmacharis. There must have been some sannyasis also. Not only did they do Harinam Sankirtan in our village, but in the evening they also had kind of pandal program. There was a stage setup on the school ground, and I still remember the place where I was sitting, though I don't remember what was conducted in that program. But towards the end there was an announcement that whoever comes in front on the dais and takes the mic and chants Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare on the mic, then he would receive some gift in the form of some small booklet, I believe. So I clearly remember one of the remote aunts, Gulavatya. She was a daring lady, and she chanted the Hare Krishna mantra on the mic, and immediately they handed over her one small book. I also wanted to go. I knew this Mahamantra because I was born and brought up in Varkari Sampradaya, but I was feeling very shy, so I could not make it to stage. But my friend, who was of my same age only, he went to the stage and he also chanted Hare Krishna Mahamantra. He also received one small booklet. So I was feeling very bad. In the mind, I chanted several Mahamantras, but on the stage, I could not make it only. But to my great surprise, my father had purchased Bhagavad Gita, Jashi Hai Tashi, in Marathi, that time costing 20 rupees, translated by one local Maharashtrian writer, Karandikar. And I was a voracious reader of religious books from my childhood. But then this book, Bhagavad Gita, was little too much for me because it was a bulky book. Also, I knew that there were no stories over there. Mostly I would read story books, Puranas, Ramayana stories, etc. Even Jesus stories. But then as the age passed by 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, so at the age of 13 I felt now it's high time I must read this Bhagavad Gita, which is lying there in the shelf. So I just took it and I read it, the whole Bhagavad Gita, cover to cover, page to page, start to end. And I did not understand anything except one thing, that I am not this body, but I am a spirit soul. But that was also theoretical understanding. But one amazing thing my father did, he not only read the Bhagavad Gita himself, but he also took out some of the color plates and put in one horizontal wooden glass frame some photos. I still clearly remember seeing several men running. That is basically the hinosmin yatha dehe kaumaram yavanam jara, how the body keeps changing. Also vidya vinay sampanne brahmane gavi hastini shuni chaiva shopakecha. So that a self-realized soul sees with his equal vision the elephant, cow, etc. And how these photos were there and spark that we are not body, we are spirit soul. Similarly, Krishna playing on flute and lotus near his lotus feet there was a calf. That also photo I remember. So these were very strong memories because our house was just behind our shop and my father had put it in a very prominent way in the shop. And every time going to school, coming from the school, I would be watching these amazing photos, and that had a deep impact on my heart. Years later, this was purchased in 1984 Padayatra. In 1996, January month, I came across ISKCON devotees in Pune, where I was studying engineering, and that year being the centennial of Srila Prabhupada, centennial year, His Grace Radheshyam Prabhu, the temple president, had arranged one contest on Bhagavad Gita, and that's why they came to my hostel. And I saw that Bhagavad Gita, same Bhagavad Gita which I had read in childhood in Marathi, now was available in English. So I was very curious. I only took it in my hand, was going through the pages and said, yes, this is it. Now it's English, in English, and I can read English now. So I wanted to read it, but being stingy, I did not purchase it immediately there. But then I purchased it 2 months later on 8th of March 1996. And I started reading. I also started attending His Grace Radheshyam Prabhu's program. Eventually I shifted to youth group, and I stayed there for my second, third, final year, 3 years. And I was very much convinced that I should join as a brahmachari, dedicate my life, and I joined in our ISKCON Pune temple. So I'm very grateful to His Holiness, His Divine Grace, Abhay Charanarvinda Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada, for giving this instruction to start the worldwide Padayatra, and that too, especially His Holiness Lokanath Swami Maharaj, whom I believe I must have seen him on the school ground, because as far as I understand, the announcement must have been in Marathi, and he was the only one who knew Marathi. So him I must have surely seen. So then I'm very grateful to Maharaj for taking the instruction of His Divine Grace Srila Prabhupada so seriously to his heart and starting Padayatra. And I'm also grateful to all the Padayatris who were participants of 1984 Padayatra, because of whom Gaur Nitai came to our village, Srila Prabhupada came to our place, particularly the devotees, maybe 60 of them, saffron brahmacharis and sannyasis, who were in our village in between Bombay and Pune, and their blessing, their glances purified me and was helpful. That's how I came to Prabhupada's lotus feet again. So I'm very, very grateful to all these devotees. It's a wonderful effort. I am one conditioned soul who got so greatly benefited. I am sure there must have been millions of people who got benefited through that Padayatra of 1984, and many others which were conducted for so many decades. So very, very grateful to you all for your sincere efforts, lot of hardships, but worth it, because so many conditioned souls like me will get benefited by this. I'm extremely grateful from the core of my heart. Thank you very much. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. All India Padayatra ki jai. Hare Krishna.